What is up, and welcome back to another episode of the Urban Warrior Podcast, your number one source for survival, self-defense, and the supernatural. Today, I want to talk to you about 7 secrets to make money during an AI takeover. This is going to help you build long-term financial independence in an AI-driven economy. So, let's stop pretending that this is just another cycle. This isn't a recession. This isn't a slowdown. This is a structural shift. As you all know, AI is replacing jobs quietly. Companies aren't hiring because they don't need to anymore. And the positions that do exist, they're underpaid, overworked, and one software update away from disappearing. Most people feel it in their guts, even if they can't explain it. The anxiety, the hesitation, the sense that the old work hard and you'll be fine promise has expired. So if you're listening to this and thinking, I don't want to beg for a job that might not exist next year, good. That means your survival instincts are working. So this episode, as well as my blog article, it's about how to make money on your own terms in a world where a permission-based economy is dying. So the first trick is stop asking the system to save you. This is the hardest part mentally, because most people are still waiting for hiring to pick back up, waiting for the economy to stabilize, waiting for someone to tell them that they're needed again. That waiting mindset is exactly what keeps people stuck. AI didn't just replace jobs. It exposed how fragile dependence really is. When your income depends on approval from a company, an algorithm, or a manager you've never met, you're not secure, you're rented. What you're going to want to do is flip the switch from employee thinking to operator thinking. Operators don't wait. They scan the environment. They look for problems. They move towards demand. This isn't about rebellion, it's about survival. The next tip is you're going to want to sell outcomes, not hours. This is non-negotiable. AI is incredible at replacing people who sell time. It struggles badly with people who sell results. When you charge hourly, you're competing with automation, offshore labor, software, and burnout culture. When you charge for an outcome, you're competing with nothing. Instead of saying, I do social media, you say, I set up your profile so people can find you and contact you. Instead of saying, I write content, you say, I turn your ideas into something people actually understand. Outcomes feel safer to buyers, especially when money is tight. People don't want effort, they want relief. So you got to remember that. The next tip is the physical world is about to pay again. Here's something nobody in tech circles likes to admit. The more digital society becomes, the more valuable real world skills get. AI can generate text. It can't show up. It can't lift. It can't repair. It can't stand in front of someone and solve a problem right now. When companies stop hiring, individuals still feel they need help with moving things, fixing, setting up, organizing, installing, and transporting. This is where collapse, logic, and modern economics overlap. You don't need to be flashy, you just need to be useful. And usefulness always gets paid. The next tip is you want to build micro systems, not dream businesses. This is where most people self-sabotage. They think they need a big brand, a perfect website. I'm guilty of that, a massive audience, or viral moment. No, what you need is one small service that solves one annoying problem. Microservices win because they are easy to explain, they are easy to drive, they don't scare buyers, and can be improved fast. So think in terms of, I'll do this one thing fast for this price. Momentum beats perfection every time. I had to learn that the hard way. Also, the next tip is use AI as leverage, not competition. Here's the part people get wrong. AI isn't the enemy, ignorance is. The people losing jobs aren't losing them to AI, they're losing them to people who know how to use AI better than they do. You don't need to build models, you don't need to code. You just need to know which tool solves which problems, know how to explain to non-tech people, know how to apply them practically, That alone puts you ahead of most of the population. You're not selling AI, you're selling clarity and speed. The next tip is stop chasing companies, sell to people. Companies are freezing, people are adapting. This is a massive shift most folks haven't caught yet. When institutions slow down, peer-to-peer economies explode. Creators, resellers, solopreneurs, side hustlers, local operators, they all need support. And they make decisions fast because they feel the pressure now. Selling to people means faster yes or no, less bureaucracy, more human connection, more repeat business. This is survival commerce, not corporate ladder climbing. Next tip, turn experience into income before you feel ready. Let me say this clearly. You do not need to be an expert. You need to be useful to someone who's slightly behind you. If you figured out how to survive layoffs, how to resell, how to budget under pressure, how to train without a gym, how to stay disciplined without structure, that knowledge has value. People pay for shortcuts, frameworks, reassurance, and guidance, especially in unstable times. Waiting until you feel qualified is how opportunity passes you by. My last tip is stack income like armor. This is the final piece and it's critical. The future belongs to people with one perfect income stream. It belongs to people with layers. Or I should say it doesn't belong to people with one perfect income stream. It belongs to people with layers. Layers protect you when one platform changes, one client disappears, one tool becomes obsolete. Think in terms of a service, a product, a physical option, a digital option, a knowledge option. You're not chasing riches, you're building resilience. And resilience is the real wealth in unstable times. So my final thoughts is this. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear, but need to. The job market isn't broken. It is evolving without your permission. AI didn't end opportunity, it ended comfort. The people who thrive in the new era won't be the smartest, the fastest, or the most credible. They'll be the ones who adapted early, stayed useful, and stopped waiting for approval. If companies aren't hiring, that's not a dead end, that's a signal. A signal to build something that can't be outsourced, automated, or revoked. And if you're listening to this now, you're already closer to that path. And if you're listening to this now, you're already closer to that path than you think. So before I get out of here, I just want to say thanks for tuning into the Urban Warrior podcast. Come join me over on Twitch for these live streams where I'm going to be answering your questions. We're going to be talking survival, self-defense, and the paranormal. And during my free time, I'm going to be doing some survival-based gaming where we can chop it up. Also, to keep the party going, join me over on Discord where everybody's going to be communicating, a nice little hangout spot 24/7. All of my links are going to be in the description. Also, make sure to show your support by checking out my merchandise as well as my Patreon where I am giving away a bunch of different services. At least go check it out. Tell me what you think. Give me any recommendations that I can make. So thanks for tuning in to the Urban Warrior Survival Podcast. I am Brody, your host. Thanking you for tuning in. Make sure to download this episode on your favorite podcasting platform. Check out my blog. I gave a lot of information. If you forgot anything or you missed anything, you don't have to write it down. I posted all of this over on my blog on my website. So download the episode in audio on my website, or go read it for yourself on my website, or listen to my other episodes on my website. Until next time, this is Brody signing out. Peace.